But more importantly, the use of the N word. A lot of other slang terms have recycled themselves. Like, for example, nobody says bout it no more. Nobody says, you know what I mean? Nobody says, right, exactly. Like a lot of terms, like you driving me. All right, nobody really says these terms anymore. So why is it that all other slang has been able to go out of style, go out of fashion? We don't say that no more. Nobody say that. We about to function, or you ain't about that life. Why is it that all other slang has been able to recycle out of fashion, but the N word? I watched something on Whoopi Goldberg, and she did a stand up comedy, and she said the N word, the wretched N word, it gets people so mad and so angry. And she said, but it doesn't affect me because I don't know any and I've never been one. And I thought that was so powerful. And this was in front of a white audience. And why do you think that the N word incites such anger to some people, and to some people it's like, what's up, my nigga? It's nothing. It means nothing.
Well, I understand what Whoopi's saying, because, see, we did not accept that as a definition of ourselves. Okay, that was the major culture's definition of you. So if you wanted to be what they defined, then be the N-word. You know, the bottom line is, it is not a slang. It's such a derogatory, hurtful expression that if you don't know your history, you will never know how terrible it was in the history of African Americans. So once you accept that, and I think what the children try to do is say, take the sting out of it. You can't. Because say, while you thinking the sting is out of it, the other people is using it on you just like it was originally. You still a nigga. And that's what they're saying. You know, you hear, I'm getting out the car and I hear some, hey, what you doing? I turn around, it's Hispanic people. You know, I said, you don't even know what the word connotates. Do you know what happened to people? Do you know of people that were, I asked a kid, did you know where picnic came from? It was pick a nigga. Right. Take him to the picnic, and you want to get real happy, turn him upside down. Don't hang him first. Turn him upside down by his feet and start a fire under his head. So if you know, and there are pictures in America, they have them. I was in a workshop, a mental health workshop, and some of the white therapists got up and walked out. So America has everything you need to see. You just don't know where to go look to see it. You know, and there's children, 4 and 5 years old, standing up there eating a lollipop, looking at the black man dying. And it's fun. Because we done had a picnic and we picked a nigga and it's over with. So you guys can say it, and it may be funny, it may be cool. Never will be cool for me. I never saw any of that, but I've heard from the older generation, and I was fortunate enough to have a grandfather that lived long enough for me to meet him. I guess I was about 8, and he was the son of a slave. And he said he remembered slavery was over with, and his father was still sold away. So it is too painful for me to hear. I don't react to it, to the children when they want to say it, you know. But it's going to put you in a box one day, because somebody's going to come up to you saying it, and you won't be in the mood to hear it. And then what? You know, because then you're going to have the real feeling of what it feels like to have that stuff down. And see, people couldn't react back then. You can react now, and then they'll say, what's wrong with you? You started it. You put it out there. Because no one else would dare call us that. And I think it probably was the same in his era. We don't walk up to you and call you no N-word.
Yeah, on the word nigga, like I said earlier, I grew up in the inner city. We use that term often. And as I also said earlier, I had no consciousness of myself, you know, as a black person in a white world in a colonial system that's really screwed up. So in using that word, it wasn't a big thing to me. But after becoming more aware and reading to see, the basis of the word, what they're really trying to say, I discontinued using the word. But, as a black person, black people were Creoles, we were colored, we were Negroes, we were black African Americans, we were spooks, we were all these different terms. And once you start to understand that, all these negative connotations, well, when we were called colored, that was just a term and it was accepted. And we were Negroes and that was a term and it was accepted. It really wasn't who we were, but it was something that was accepted for that time. And if you look at it in the reference of when it was there, it was no big thing. But to be called nigga, I remember when I was in the military, and this was like about 1963 or 64, I used to hitchhike from San Diego. I was stationed in San Diego, hitchhiking from San Diego, coming from LA. I got a ride. The ride let me off in Orange County. It's 7, 8 o'clock at night in Orange County. I'm there with my thumb out trying to hitchhike, and some white dudes come by and say, nigga, 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 nigga. And it was like, wow. Because I really hadn't been exposed, growing up in LA in the black community, I hadn't been exposed to other people calling me nigga. We called each other nigga, but other people didn't call us nigga in a negative connotation. So that was like a shock to me. I was like, wow, they calling me nigga. You hear about other people, amongst my friends and saying it to each other and knowing that in the South and in other places they had been, they were called nigga, but I had not been called. And when that happened to me, it was like, wow, this is unbelievable. But the use of it now, I really don't think it's a good thing. And in the rap connotation, I really don't think it's a good thing. But it's part of where we are now. Hopefully we'll move past that and get to a better place.